everybody, this is the King of Dogs, and it is time for the Super Smash Bros. Crusade CPU Tournament. The first of, I'm sure, many to come. I have my tournament bracket set up beside me. I had randomized the characters using a random number generator, picked out 8. Some of them are newcomers, some of them are veteran fighters. So, with all that said, let's begin with round 1. Saki versus Jigglypuff. And the way this is going to work, it's going to be a best of 3 for each match, and then the final will be a best of 5. Okay, we're starting off on Smashville here. Saki gets the first hit. Attacks are being thrown left and right, but oh, Jigglypuff gets to sleep. The thing off, but Saki is landing hit after hit. Oh, we're getting a combo from Jigglypuff. Big damage, but Saki evens it back up again. Jigglypuff is... Oh, Saki just self-destructed, so Jigglypuff gets a stock lead. But will it last, or will... Oh no, Saki self-destructed again. Saki has 1 stock remaining. Saki's gotta stop self-destructing. Saki self-destructed again! And that's why we're doing best of 3. Saki has to win 2 matches in a row now. Alright. Match 2 of the first battle of the first matchup. Jigglypuff starting off strong with a couple powerful forward smashes. Saki cannot land a hit. And as I say that, Saki gets a couple hits in. Jigglypuff is going in with the aerials, keeping Saki in the air. We're getting some juggling in here, but now Saki cannot do anything against Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff launches Saki away. Saki is off stage. Will Saki make it back? Yes. But can he win? That is the ultimate question. Jigglypuff going for all the attacks, but Saki is about to break Jigglypuff's shield, which will be an instant KO. Saki jumps off the stage, but makes it back! This is intense. We don't want Saki to be self-destructing again. Jigglypuff gets the KO with some up airs. Saki is coming back down. Jigglypuff goes for rollout, lands 2 hits. Final smashes are at the ready. Who will land it first? It's looking pretty intense. Jigglypuff lands the final smash, KOing Saki, but Saki's final smash is still up and ready. Saki lands the final smash, that will KO Jigglypuff. However, Jigglypuff just needs to get 1 stock off of Saki to go on to the semifinals. Jigglypuff is looking to get some hits in, but Saki is swinging. What Saki wants here is a shield break, but it's unlikely Jigglypuff's gonna give it to him. It's looking real intense right here. Saki goes in for the forward tilt, I believe that was. Saki gets KO'd by what I believe was a back air, and Jigglypuff moves on to the semifinals. We are on Castle Siege here. The immediate Shoryuken from Evil Ryu. Ices are gonna have to do a lot to keep up with Evil Ryu here. Because Evil Ryu is hitting hard. Whoa, what was that? Oh, combos? Decent combos? Evil Ryu is spamming Shoryuken like crazy here. And it looks like Ice Climbers Ice Climbers get the first KO of the match. Our Evil Ryu self-destructs. Ice Climbers have the lead. Nana falls, leaving just Popo against Evil Ryu. However, Popo just needs to take down one stock while having 3 of his own. And once Popo falls, Nana will return. This is not looking good for Evil Ryu at all. Evil Ryu gets a powerful Shoryuken, but it's not enough. Evil Ryu gets the final smash, and that will take down Popo. But so too will it take down Evil Ryu. Ice Climbers get the first win going into the second match, the second battle of this little matchup. We're on Dreamland here, Dreamland 64. And Evil Ryu immediately jumps off the stage. It's not looking good for Evil Ryu. Neither fighter is really engaged in much. Okay, and now Evil Ryu tries to get some attacks in. Oh no! Evil Ryu falls off the stage yet again after barely taking any damage. It is not looking good at all for Evil Ryu here. Evil Ryu does get a Shoryuken off, but he has 1 stock against Ice Climbers free. It is looking like a repeat of the last battle. Ice Climbers are getting some strong hits in. Evil Ryu goes for the KO, but doesn't quite get it. Is that gonna be enough? Nana falls, Popo stays in. I think it's curtains for Evil Ryu. Yep, it's curtains. He Shoryukens in the wrong direction and falls. Ice Climbers will be fighting Jigglypuff in the semifinals. Alright, our next matchup is Geno versus Crystal. Who will come out on top this time? 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, here we go. Take free at this matchup because the first time I accidentally turned off the game. Second time I realized I forgot to unpause my recording. So both those matches did not count. Luckily, neither match ended up in a victory for either fighter, because I, turned off the game for one and realized I forgot to record on the second. But here we go. Neither fighter is really engaging with the other. They keep just running back and forth. Now that I say that, they're getting up close, going for the attacks. Crystal has a clear advantage right now, but with Final Smash meter on, that could change at any second. Geno is getting in some strong hits. So is Crystal, though. Both fighters have to be careful about their opponent. Geno is going for some up tilts from the looks of things. Crystal launching Geno to the other side of the stage. Not gonna let Geno really do much of anything, but Geno manages to take back that advantage. Now Geno's above Crystal. Now, if these were players, this would be a risky thing to do, but the CPU doesn't really know how to take advantage of advantage state that much compared to an actual player, so maybe platform camping could be viable. Geno up in the air, very risky, and Crystal gets the first KO. Crystal's also about to hit that final smash, which could just straight up obliterate Geno. Neither fighter is engaging. Geno is going up, but gets hit with the laser. Crystal's final smash is at the ready. Geno has to take down Crystal to even things up. But of course, the final smash hits, but it doesn't do much. Geno's going in. Can Geno get a nice hit in? Geno's final smash is at the ready. Crystal trying to keep Gino away, but Gino gets a strong hit in there. Gino needs to get this KO. Gino turns into the cannon and completely misses the shot. This is not looking good for Gino, folks. However, neither fighter has self-destructed, which is a good thing. Gino is not the type of fighter to self-destruct. I can tell that from the matches that ended up not making it due to reasons that I have already discussed. Crystal launches Gino upwards. Gino can't get another hit in. Crystal is trying to keep Gino away. Gino's getting some good hits in now. Trying to even things up a bit. But can Gino make it through? Gino's launching Crystal away here. Gino's hitting hard, hitting fast. Things are evened up, but Crystal's final smash is soon to be ready. Crystal's final smash is here. Gino needs to get Crystal out of there before she can land it. Gino jumps off the stage, gets the attack boost. Is Gino gonna rush in, or is Crystal? Crystal's rushing in, hits the final smash, KOs Gino, but now Gino's got his final smash almost ready. All Gino needs to do is get the KO on Crystal before his final smash is ready, and use the final smash for some big damage. Crystal may have the lead for now, but it is still anybody's game. Gino gets a powerful attack in there, but isn't quite enough to KO. Gino is dashing back and forth quite a lot due to the sheer size of the stage. Crystal's taking on Gino from afar. Gino has the final smash ready. Crystal is looking to end this fight early. Crystal's getting in some wild combos. Gino can't find an opportunity to turn into the big ol' cannon. And that ends the first battle of this matchup. But of course, Gino could still win the next one. And yet again, we're on a huge stage here. Gino is going for an immediate power-up. Gino is not going to give in too easily. Gino's getting off some strong hits, but so is Crystal. The fight is very even here. Gino jumps off the stage but stays in the match. As I mentioned before, Gino is not the type to self-destruct out of nowhere. So we might see Gino take it back and go to the final round. Of the set. Crystal's getting off some combos. Gino breaks out of the combo, tries to get some good hits in, but can't land a hit. Even up close. We're seeing some bounce in here. Crystal is ready to use her final smash, and this will obliterate Gino if she lands it. Once again, the two fighters dashing back and forth. Who knows what'll happen next? Is Crystal going to approach? Is Gino going to approach? Gino goes for the power-up again, but doesn't approach. We could end up seeing a match go to time with these two. Gino goes for the approach. Misses the attack. Crystal gets the final smash, KOing Gino. Crystal's final smash did get the KO, but now Gino's final smash is ready. He just needs a good spot to use it, which may be tough with how aggressively Crystal is playing right now. Gino gets the KO without the final smash, and is now back to dashing back and forth. They're up on the same platform now. Crystal falls. Crystal gets hit with a self-destruct. Crystal is on her last stock, so Gino now has the advantage here, but will he take advantage of that advantage? Only time will tell. Back to dashing back and forth. The AI doesn't really know what to do on these larger stages. Oh, wait, is Gino about to approach? No, Gino goes back to dashing back and forth. We could end up going to time here. And if we go to time, Gino approaches. And now we're back to dashing back and forth. Gino tries to approach, but they just end up switching spaces. They really do not know what to do on this stage. I'm gonna have to cut out a ton of this, because, like, they do not know what they're doing. Gino can't get up on top of that center platform. He keeps trying, but he just falls and ends up returning to his main platform. His right side platform. Crystal is at 0% on her last stock, but it might not be enough, even at 0%. If neither fighter approaches, then the percentage will not matter. Being far away from being KO'd will not matter if neither foe approaches. Is Gino going to approach? No, Gino does not approach. Gino thinks about it and decides, you know what, I'm gonna just stay on my platform. Crystal is also thinking about approaching. Oh my gosh. For a second there, the two fighters were synchronized in their running. Crystal is thinking about it. Crystal goes for a shot, Gino goes for a shot, but neither fighter wants to approach the other. If I was Crystal right now, I would try to chase down Gino. Because I would not want to go to round 3 against this. Gino goes up and finally approaches Crystal. We're finally getting some fighting in here. Gino's getting some strong hits in. Gino needs to go for the final smash. They swap platforms. Crystal decides, you know what, no, I do want to fight Gino here. Gino goes for the final smash, but it's not gonna hit. It barely hits and doesn't launch Gino. It doesn't launch Crystal. Gino needs to get in a strong hit here to KO Crystal. If Gino doesn't KO Crystal, Gino wins the second match, which brings us to round 3. That was such a ridiculous match with neither fighter approaching the other, and we have to do another one. Let's hope it's a smaller stage. And here we are, back on Dreamland 64. This stage is nice and small, so hopefully the two fighters will approach each other more. A lot of running back and forth, but with a smaller stage overall, it will lead to much more aggressive play. Gino is getting in a lot of hits early on. Some combos. I'm rooting for Gino here. Like, I feel like Gino is gonna have to be the favorite here. Gino can do a lot. One thing he can't do, though, is land that final smash. We'll see if Gino can end that streak of final smash misses. Gino gets some strong hits in. Crystal keeps going for it. Both fighters want this win. Neither fighter is gonna give in that easily. Honestly, Gino is lucky that Crystal kept self-destructing on that last match. A lot more dashing back and forth, but of course, once again, I'll say it again, like, smaller stage, much more aggressive play from these AI. Crystal is at high percent. A strong hit from Gino could KO her. But now, Gino is also at a bit of a risk of being KO'd here, so Gino's gotta watch out, because Crystal's got the final smash at the ready, lands it, Gino is KO'd, but now Gino has a final smash. Will Gino try to go for a regular KO? Yes! And now Gino just wants to land the final smash to deal a ton of damage, or maybe land a combo into the final smash for a KO nice and early. Crystal goes for an up special there that could have done a lot. Is that gonna miss yet again? Oh wait, that one actually hit. Okay, 52 damage right off the bat. Gino wants this win, and I want Gino to win. But Crystal is still a strong foe that Gino's got to look out for. Crystal's going for all those explosive attacks here. Crystal's a deadly foe. Just absolutely deadly. I don't know if Gino's got what it takes anymore. It's gonna... like, it's a very, very even fight. Powerful up smash. But Gino needs a very good hit here. Crystal's final smash is at the ready. This might be curtains for Gino's second stock. Standing above the fighter with a final smash, never really a great idea. Gino is going for that KO. He's fishing for it. But Crystal, remember, Crystal's got the final smash. Crystal doesn't even need it for the KO. Gino has got to be careful here. Gino dodges the final smash. But needs this KO before his own final smash is ready. His final smash is ready. If I was Gino, I'd try to get the KO without using the final smash, but he doesn't listen. Gino is not me. He does not care. He wastes his final smash. That might end up costing Gino the match, and it might end up costing him the tournament. Gino launches Crystal into the air. Gino does get the KO, but will it be enough? At 53%, some good combos, some good hits from Crystal might be enough to close out the match and bring Crystal into the semifinals. Crystal launches Gino away. For a second, I thought Crystal was about to self-destruct there, I'm gonna be honest. One good hit from Crystal is enough to end the match. I would have punished that, I'm being completely honest. Crystal is looking scarily close to victory here. Gino does get some hits in, but will it be enough? I'm not sure it will be. Yep, Crystal gets the final smash, finishes the match. Crystal is moving on to the semifinals. Oh boy, we're on another big stage. Let's see if these fighters are going to be a bit more aggressive than our last two. And right off the bat, Caesar's running back and forth on top of a platform. Toon Link is playing a bit more aggressively. Caesar gets the first few hits. This might end up being an early KO. Who knows? Now Caesar, I just realized, Caesar has like Zetterburn from Rivals of Aethers up air. I can't think of any other characters with that exact up air. But that is a pretty... Actually, is it... Yeah, I think that's Zetterburn's up air. I always love comparing moves between fighters and platform fighter games. Like obviously, we all know the whole story of Zetterburn basically just being Brawl Wolf. Now, Caesar and Toon Link both have some pretty strong moves, but Caesar is incredibly powerful, hits extremely hard, but just walks quite slowly, so it really could be anyone's game. Even if Caesar... Okay, Caesar gets the first kill, but Toon Link is not too far behind here. I would try to be careful, but of course, the AI and being careful, it's not really something the AI does a lot of the time. The closest to being careful you'll get is the AI just refusing to engage with each other and stalling out matches for ages. Now, Caesar's doing a lot of damage. Caesar landing the final smash. That's gonna KO Toon Link. Complete destruction. Now Toon Link's final smash is also ready. How did Toon Link use an arrow with the final smash ready? That's my question. Toon Link misses the final smash. This is looking like a Caesar game for me, folks. This is looking like a Caesar game. Because with free stock still and Toon Link at mid%, yeah, this is a Caesar game. Caesar could just get the KO right here. And that, like, I'm kind of surprised, because after Saki and Evil Ryu did so poorly against the veteran fighters, I honestly expected Caesar to lose to Toon Link, but no, Caesar is doing extremely well. Caesar is getting hit a few times, that somehow survives from that height and takes down Toon Link. We're back on Smashville for the second match between these two. Toon Link immediately going for the combos. After last match, Toon Link wants to get rid of Caesar nice and early, and Caesar falls. The 0 to death combo from Toon Link. Caesar now knows not to underestimate Toon Link, and is going for as many hits as it possibly can. Toon Link does not want to mess around here. Toon Link wants to KO Caesar as soon as possible. And on a smaller stage, I think Toon Link has what it takes. However, Caesar still manages to get a nice and early KO on Toon Link. It is really anyone's game with these two. You got a very combo-focused character and a very power-focused character. Swords Dance has been maxed out, however the meter's gone. Caesar goes for the bullet punch, and now the final smash is at the ready, and that is going to KO Toon Link, bringing Toon Link to his final stock while Caesar still has 2. Destructive finish looking cutscene there. Toon Link misses another final smash. We are not going to get to see Toon Link's final smash in this tournament unless Toon Link takes down Caesar. Caesar knows, once again, Caesar knows not to underestimate Toon Link after that early combo def. But here we go, Toon Link has evened things out. Scizor only needs a few hits to get the KO, while Toon Link needs some good combos in here. It is definitely looking like a Scizor game still. And Scizor might even be the one to take the tournament with how strong these attacks are. Scizor lands a bullet punch. Toon Link is going for the combos, trying to get that early KO. But Scizor is not giving in. Like, Toon Link is at kill percent and needs to be so incredibly careful with Scizor. And that might be it. Nope, Toon Link is staying in the match. Toon Link does not want to lose, not yet. The super armor keeps Scizor in the game, and we're about to see a final smash to finish the match. Destructive finish. Scizor going into the semifinals. Alright, well, next up is a match between two Smash Bros. Veteran fighters. We got Jigglypuff versus Ice Climbers. We're on WarioWare Inc. here. The blast zones here are quite small. Or at least I believe they are. They might have changed it up for Crusade. But probably not. So a decently strong hit could just lead to an early KO. Jigglypuff is comboing Nana, which is definitely the right idea. You want to get rid of the secondary climber early to make the main climber nice and vulnerable. The Ice Climbers do not want to deal with Jigglypuff right now. They are trying to go for an early KO. Jigglypuff keeping Nana in the air, trying to keep the climbers separated. Trying to find a nice opportunity to use Sing. But the climbers are keeping Jigglypuff in the air. Most of the damage has gone onto Nana, which means Popo has barely been damaged. However, that does mean a nice hit could just completely destroy Nana here. Jigglypuff is being launched far away by each hit due to just how high her percentage is. It is anybody's game. And Jigglypuff takes the first KO with a final smash. What's gonna happen next? Well, Jigglypuff immediately falls after that. So it's gonna look like it might end up being an Ice Climbers game here since they are about to hit their final smash. Jigglypuff landing some hits on Nana, trying to keep the climbers nice and separated. Getting some hits on Popo. It is a very intense match here. However, the climbers are hitting Jigglypuff with a blizzard. Jigglypuff cannot make it back to stage. The climbers take the lead, keeping Jigglypuff in the air. Jigglypuff gets Nana out of the stage, out of the match for now, and now just has to KO Popo. It is such an even game, but Jigglypuff does have her final smash just about ready. A single final smash might be enough to KO the Ice Climbers. Jigglypuff takes the first match. Here we are on Meta Cavern. And Jigglypuff is definitely looking like the clear winner of this round. Of round 2 here, the semifinals. Because the Ice Climbers are not doing too well. I mean, they just SD'd at like 0% there. Jigglypuff gets a full stock lead here. But now Jigglypuff is struggling to even land a hit. Jigglypuff probably wants to get rid of Nana first, once again, as simply doing that will greatly hinder Popo's recovery, on top of already weakening the Climbers. The Climbers SD a second time! This is absolutely going to be a Jigglypuff sweep here. We might even see Jigglypuff, we might see Jigglypuff just not take a single round the entire tournament. Jigglypuff might end up winning every single match. Jigglypuff's final smash is at the ready. Jigglypuff goes to the finals without ever falling. But will Jiggs be able to take the tournament without a single match lost? Well, we'll find out after the second semifinals match. Oh boy, it's another big stage. Here we are on Gamer for Crystal versus Caesar. Crystal is the first to approach, but Caesar is trying to stay away. A very interesting strategy for a character whose entire kit revolves around being close and dealing big damage. And that's what Caesar is going to do. We might end up seeing a Pokemon versus Pokemon battle in the finals, which would be absolutely incredible. Caesar is going for some combos in here, but is struggling to land most of its hits. Crystal, on the other hand, is trying to just get in those hits in general. It's a very even match, but of course, Caesar has the kill power that a lot of other fighters don't. So Crystal needs some good hits in here to keep things nice and even. Crystal blocks the up smash, gets hit by the forward smash, creating a special zoom, but she stays in the match. She stays in, she keeps her first stock. It is quite literally even here. Caesar landing some hits, trying to get rid of Crystal, but Crystal is staying in. The bullet punch takes down Crystal, but Crystal's final smash is almost ready, which could lead to a nice kill if she lands it. And Crystal takes down Caesar with a smash attack, and with the final smash almost ready, well, Crystal's gonna want to get some good hits in. Crystal lands the full power of her final smash there, but it's only enough to deal a bit of damage. Caesar lands his final smash at 0%. And that's enough to KO at 0. Caesar really is insane. Just an absolutely insane fighter. Caesar tries to go for the forward smash, but it gets blocked. The up smash does land. Crystal is in a lot of trouble. You do not want to be on your last stock against Caesar, because any blow could just completely end your tournament run. Caesar has Swords Dance, full power, but doesn't get to take much advantage out of it. Caesar is just looking for one stray hit. Crystal is definitely afraid right now. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen next. The up throw from Caesar KOs Crystal. And if I'm being honest, I think Caesar's got the winning matchup against Jiggs for this CPU tournament. Maybe not competitively, I'm not sure about the competitive scene for this game. 3, 2, 1, go! Had to disable yet another stage because of the music. Yeah, I had to disable a stage for music this time. So started a match, it ended up having to be cancelled. But now, we're back, and Caesar is taking a very early lead here. This may end up turning out in Caesar's favor. Caesar just wants that early KO. What is Caesar gonna do here? Caesar gets a nice and early KO here. Crystal is in a lot of trouble, as I don't think Crystal can really do much. Crystal needs to get some good combos in, but the AI does not really understand combo routes and whatnot. Crystal gets KO'd extremely early. We might even see a free stock from Caesar here. Especially with that final smash about to be ready. Nope, we're not seeing a free stock because Crystal... Wait! Caesar lives! Caesar's gonna go for that final smash. And it's the free stock. This match is over. Crystal is eliminated. And Caesar goes on to fight Jigglypuff in the finals. Since the final two fighters are about Pokemon, I decided to have each battle in the finals take place on Pokemon Stadium. So, we're gonna see some intense Pokemon battles, but Caesar is gonna be taking that early lead. Caesar is not letting Jigglypuff get off a single hit, and with how light Jigglypuff is, one stray hit could be enough to KO Jigglypuff. Caesar at 9% on its first stock, while Jigglypuff is already down a stock. And Caesar is just not gonna let up. Caesar is going to go for every single hit that it possibly can. Caesar wants that win. Caesar wants the KO. Caesar gets hit with the Sing, but Jigglypuff cannot take advantage of it. Caesar is just pummeling Jigglypuff. Gets the shield break! Incredible! Jigglypuff is in such a bad spot right now. This might be Jigglypuff's... This will be Jigglypuff's first loss of the tournament. Caesar has the final smash and is going for it. Jigglypuff gets free stocked. However, Jigglypuff could bring it back. It's unlikely, but it's still possible, as Caesar needs a total of 3 wins in order to become the champion of my first ever Smash Bros. Crusade CPU tournament. If Jigglypuff can avoid letting Caesar get these wins, it will be a brilliant day for Jigglypuff. But Caesar is just not letting Jigglypuff take even a second to breathe. Oh no, not again! Okay. Thank goodness they quickly began to engage with each other. Jigglypuff actually has it fairly even with Caesar right now. Caesar falls off the stage. What was that? Caesar stays in. Jigglypuff falls. Jigglypuff is shielding a lot, which is very risky against Caesar, as a single good hit could just completely obliterate Jigglypuff at 0. Jigglypuff wants to take down Caesar, but can't seem to get a nice opening here. The super armor does a lot for Caesar here. Jigglypuff is living, trying to stall out that Swords Dance. A nice down air there to deal some damage. Jigglypuff wants to get the launcher here. They both have their final smash at the ready, but Scizor uses the Mega Scizor final smash first, which is going to take down Jigglypuff to her final stock. I don't think we're going to be seeing another free stock, though, because it is time for the Jigglypuff final smash in a second. Trust me, the final smash is coming. There we go. Jigglypuff on her last stock, while Scizor still has 2. It is still a long way to go for Jigglypuff. This is absolutely going to be Scizor's tournament to win. Scizor getting some strong hits, but Jigglypuff is not letting go of that tiny sliver of a chance. Jigglypuff trying to go for at least one more KO to make it at least seem like a close match. Jigglypuff is just staying up close and personal, trying to prevent Scizor from getting any attacks. Scizor gets the up throw, or at least I believe that's an up throw. And it's not looking good for Jigglypuff at all. Scizor is about to get another Final Smash off. Scizor gets the Bullet Punch. Final Smash is ready. And Scizor uses it in the wrong direction. Jigglypuff launches Scizor off stage. Scizor recovers. Scizor gets Jigglypuff in the air. A good hit will KO either fighter. But of course, Scizor still does have that extra stock. Scizor is KO'd. It is a one-stock game. Can Jigglypuff somehow avoid all of Scizor's attacks? Get the Final Smash. Jigglypuff has her Final Smash at the ready. Launches Scizor away, but it's not enough for the KO. However, it does even up the game. All Jigglypuff needs to do is avoid Scizor's strongest attacks here, which may be an incredibly difficult feat. Scizor is... If I was Scizor right now, I'd be getting nervous, because you never know what a Jigglypuff player could do. Jigglypuff blocks all of Scizor's attacks, is going for... Scizor wants that kill. Scizor doesn't quite get it. It's so intense right now. Jigglypuff might actually prevent it from being... Never mind. And here we go. Match 3 of the finals. Will this be the final match, or will Jigglypuff come out on top, stalling the inevitable? Scizor is just going for all the hits right now. We got the Ferrum Stadium music playing in the background, hyping everyone up. It is looking like Scizor is just gonna try to take down Jigglypuff nice and early. Jigglypuff is staying in the stage, but with so little damage dealt to Scizor, is it gonna matter? Jigglypuff gets hit with a star KO. Scizor is only at 22%. It is looking very dire for Jigglypuff. This might end up being a complete sweep for Scizor. As Scizor, I do not believe Scizor has lost a single match in this entire tournament. So Scizor is just going for the KOs. Scizor does not want to lose. Scizor wants to keep a winning streak going. And doing this, like, it makes me want to do a tournament with every single newcomer in this game. Because Scizor, like, I want to see, can Scizor even be stopped? Because this AI is going crazy. Jigglypuff does get the KO with the Final Smash, but it might be way too late with that percentage being so high. A good hit from Scizor is gonna... There we go, the up smash, yet another star KO. Scizor probably would be angry that it couldn't keep the free stock going, but... Could Jigglypuff make a comeback here? Jigglypuff is landing a ton of aerials here, so it's very possible that Jigglypuff could start a comeback. Jigglypuff trying to get rid of Scizor, but Scizor is taking back that advantage. Jigglypuff is up high. Scizor landing some strong hits. Jigglypuff lands the Sing, but doesn't really capitalize off of it in a very great way. A real player probably would have gone for a rest there to try to get the early KO. And now Scizor's Final Smash is ready. We know what happens when Scizor gets a Final Smash. It's over. the winner of this tournament is Scizor. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, farewell.